Well, you guys made me laugh. You made me cry. You made me, um, you made me go through a whole lot of emotions today. That's for darn sure. I haven't folded. I did laundry like yesterday, and I was like so exhausted. I was like too exhausted to fold it, and I was just sitting like on my floor, like all unfolded, and I'm like, oh yeah, so you can see the wrinkles. Yeah, I hope that's not grease. Hopefully it's just water. But wow, it looks so dark on the. Doesn't look that dark. That's funny. Um, but anyway, I feel so gross in these wrinkled clothes, and I feel like really gross in wrinkled clothes right now. Usually, because like I do my laundry and then I fold my laundry like right after it, and I like don't have like wrinkly fucking clothes, but like now I do, and I feel gross with my wrinkly clothes. Um, so Hayden Christensen thinks literally everything's about him. Have you guys noticed? He literally thinks everything is about him, guys. Like, he just thinks I'm talking about him like all the time. Like, he thinks me like saying wrinkly clothes that I'm like talking about like the wrinkles on his face. And how like cuz like I like take better care of my skin than he does, and I have less wrinkles than he does. He thinks like I'm talking about like his skincare routine and his face and his wrinkles compared to my wrinkles. And like he's laughing right now on the loudspeaker. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not, but I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but because he calls himself me a lot of times. So I'll either say Hayden or Hayden Christensen or me during this broadcast, but they all mean the same thing because like that's what he calls himself. And he just thinks like I'm always like very vertacious about him. Like I'm just vertaciously, vertaciousing him. And that's like it's all about him. Clearly. So okay, so yeah, because the one is the all. And so I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like one man is like literally, I feel like I need my chapstick. And I don't have it here, which means my chapstick might be. I guess my chapstick's over by my bed. Very Vertacious thing. What the fuck was I talking about? I know I was talking about Hayden. Um, Vertacious. Yeah, he just like thinks everything's about me. He calls himself me, so I'm saying that. Crap, guys. I hate it when I freaking because my lips just got like dry all of a sudden. It felt really dry. Oh, I only put like a little bit of notes. Okay, so Italy. Oh, okay. So are you going crazy? Am I going crazy or are you going crazy? So I've heard that like 2 or 3 times this year, and I'm basically just like eating um the meat that's saying that. And so like I'll like go out and like see a random person and they'll be like, oh, I was talking about bifurcation process. Let me write that down. and they'll telepathically say to me, "Are you going crazy or am I going crazy?" And I'll be like, "I'm fine, you're going crazy." And I answer that telepathically too. And it happened twice, and this is the third time that it's happening. And so the first time was like the World War III codes, like trying to find like a place to like drop me in that wouldn't cause World War III, and then clearing all of it, which I think we're still doing right now. And then there was a second time, and I mean, I died a bunch of times. Oh, the second time might have been like the adrenochrome sequence, and then and the poltergeist sequence. Well, that wasn't really a poltergeist. It's like really like live people and like a horror. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So like that's those are like live people like doing like a live horror show, and it's not a poltergeist. A poltergeist is disincarnate goo energy, and it's not live people doing a horror show. So there was that as well, and like all that crazy stuff, plus like the yeah, just like anyway, and now it's like Andromeda dripping in, and like Hayden said to me like, "Are you going crazy or am I going crazy?" And I was like, "Oh," and then he was like, "No, I'm going crazy." He's like, "I've learned my lesson, right?" And so like they're all like going crazy. All my me's are going crazy because there's only one guy. So anyway, like that's like your whole thing, like, oh, there's only one dude, and like all the dudes are like this, like all the men are like this. You're outnumbered. This is how all men act, and all men are just complete scumbags and like completely disgusting, horrible people. And I mean, they made like the entire world take on that narrative, didn't they? The entire world pretty much is like, like don't get married, like, and like if you do get married, like they just like complain about their husband like 24 hours a day. Like, like there's not really like one like happy marriage really, or like, um, um, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's like really like the opposite of like sexism now. It's like just like complain about men. Oh, all men are just awful, right? Like isn't that like that like the big narrative they like really convince the world? So that would mean like, like the one is the all, like oneness or whatever. They really took oneness and they ran with it to make um all men look equally horrible, right? So my little brother, who is the apple of my eye, um, you know, and he was in his infancy, and he thought of the bifurcation process. Really, all men are the same, really? And so, like, my brother was like, let's find out. And so he created the bifurcation process all by himself, all alone in his little tiny baby cradle. He figured it out all by himself, with his little tiny baby brain. Yeah, he did. He had a baby brain. And he did at one point have a baby brain, and he figured out the bifurcation process all by himself, all along, all then. And I was 8 years old, and he was a baby. And he was like, "Sissy, one day I'm going to teach the bifurcation process." And I said, "Okay, Yats, you go right ahead. We're going to learn who the scumbags of the earth are together. And we're going to drain that swamp. Yes, we are." What? Okay, so I don't even know anymore. So Italy or Italy, you know what I mean? So anyway, they're all in the very Vertacious. Colin, Jost, you are not alone. They are all in the very Vertacious segment right now. I think Scarlett probably was a little worried about Mr. Colin Jost. That's a shame. And that's so sad. That's why, like, anyway, that's why I keep, like, talking to my girls. It's more out of just, like, loving care for, like, humanity and, like, people in general. Yeah, so the bifurcation process has started, if you can't tell, and we bifurcated for the first time ever last year to this year, and it went from hellish to absolute hell, and we are going to bifurcate even further. I already said, like, we we were in a level yesterday, in the self-love level yesterday, and now we are in the, we'll call it the self-hate level. Okay, so we were in the self-love level yesterday, and today we are in the self-hate level. Okay, so yeah, we are bifurcating further, and you'll probably notice little differences and changes in your life where, like, two people were one yesterday, now they're two. Like, for me, it's Hoda and Gail, and they were the same person yesterday, and today they're two people. Hoda and Gail are two different people, okay? So that's sort of how it works. I've been ascending rapidly today, extremely rapidly. It's been, like, really hurting my ears. Like when you're on a plane and you're ascending, it's been like that, but it's been like that, like, kind of for like 4, 5, 6 hours instead of, like, just ascending for like a minute. And then, like, you're at the altitude that you're supposed to be at. I feel like I've been ascending, like, all day long for hours, and it's been, like, killing my ears and my, you know, and they always do that stuff, that kind of stuff to me. It's not affecting my sinuses. It's just affecting my ears, and I've been wrapping a setting. It happens every single time. So anyway, the very Vertacious Andromedans are starting to bleed through little by little. I made myself Dan Dan noodles today. Wait, are they called Dan Dan noodles? But I didn't make them Szechuan style, which means very spicy. No, no, no. I didn't make Dan Dan noodles, but I freaking love Dan Dan noodles. No, I just made cold. I made cold peanut. It's like cold sesame noodles. Cold sesame noodles. I like cold peanut noodles, cold sesame noodles. Carrots, edamame, that looks so good. I didn't really put any vegetables in mine because we don't really have, like, a lot of vegetables here, unfortunately. We might have carrots. I'm gonna make them again tomorrow. I obviously don't have, like, all of the ingredients because I don't like cold sesame noodles, what's it? I wonder what the difference is. Cold peanut noodles. Cold peanut noodles, sesame, cold spicy peanut sesame noodles. Okay. Because I was like, is it peanut noodles or is it sesame noodles? Oh, brown sugar. Yeah, see, this one sounds like a little bit better. I was like, I feel like it needs sugar. The recipe that I used didn't have sugar. Yeah, I'm gonna try this one. Anyway, so I made, like, a bunch of extra noodles. We didn't have freaking we don't even have spaghetti, believe it or not. Um, we're out of spaghetti and we just have penne and so I made it with penne. But maybe I'll put that on Dad's Alexa list so I can like obviously I wanted to make it with freaking spaghetti noodles, but whatever. It's still noodles and it was still actually pretty bomb even with freaking penne. But anyway, yes, I'm eating Chinese food. I'm eating, Chinese food and they're freaking good. Ooh, homemade peanut lime dressing. Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Like I could probably put lime in it. And we have lime here. Oh, cilantro. See, we don't have cilantro here, but sriracha. Sriracha. I have like hot sauce. I could put hot sauce in it. I put like chili, chilies in it. But anyway, it was really good, guys. I'm definitely gonna make it again tomorrow. I can eat a lot. Okay, so my ears have, so yeah, I've been ascending all day and my ears have been um, popping. My ears have been popping all day to the point where it like started to hurt. And I had to ask Brandon to like calm it down. I'm so tired, guys. Hopefully, I'm going to sleep tonight. Um, yeah, I'm so happy I figured out a Chinese freaking recipe I can make here. There's probably some other. I have to like look up. I can make fried rice, but I don't know. No, I can't because we don't have rice. We actually don't even have rice here. It's like normal. Anyway, whatever. My hair looks shiny for some reason. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, anyway, so like they're all going through the very Vertacious, which means they're all gonna go through it, and then I probably will a little bit at least, and then up we go. And that's basically how it works. Oh, I was gonna say, um, like this OC woman, like this Real Housewives of OC, she was just like Kim popped out of like her person or whatever, and Andy was like, "Are you like battling Kim Kardashian?" And I don't know what this Real Housewife lady's name is because I don't watch Real Housewives of OC anymore, and she just looks like some random blonde chick that like doesn't matter at all. But she's like, "Yeah, I am totally battling Kim K right now." And Andy was like, "Yikes." And she was like, "Yeah, it's just not a good time for me to like start the new world order. Like, I just got engaged and like I really like my life the way it is. And like, I don't have any financial problems or issues or whatever." And it's like, yeah, we've all watched Real Housewives enough to know like you guys don't have any financial issues until you do, until like your husband's charged for racketeering or something crazy because he had like an urge to keep up with the Joneses like so badly that he like, you know, got you guys in trouble with the law basically. If you can't finish a sentence. So anyway, she was like, "Yeah, it's just not a good time for me to start the New World Order. Like, I think like I'm gonna win against Kim and everything." And Andy was like, "Yeah, like we hear you. Like there's only one person and like you don't want to start the New World Order. So like the one is the all." So my hands are so dry. the one is the all, and like, because the one is the all, like that will must be the will of God and the will of all of us, the will of man. The will of man will prevail. Like clearly we just don't want to start the new world order right now. It's like all of our will, right? So, and then I saw another housewife, Heather, what's her name? Heather do, what's the fuck's her name? Heather do something. Heather do something. Oh my God, I crack myself up. I'm so funny. Okay, sorry guys, but Heather Duval is her name, maybe? I don't know, but anyway, Heather do something. Sorry, that was such a corny joke. Anyway, so she's just like, I'm literally crying tears of joy. Finally, someone said it. Like, I can hold on to my absolutely horrible, revolting, disgusting piece of a life here. Like, at least, like, I look rich and happy from the outside, and I have like my Instagram followers and everything, and I can just like post, like, I can just post, pictures of my picture perfect family and like just like pretend that telepathy is not real and like that we're not saying this disgusting stuff out loud and like I can just like pretend to be normal. Like, okay, like just go ahead and prove my point. Why don't you? Like, I just like remember what I posted last night at like 3 in the morning, like, or maybe it was earlier today because I obviously am sleep deprived today. But like how like I'm not saving the moms' asses because you guys are literally that stupid. Like you're literally that freaking stupid and like where you're crying tears of joy because you think it's finally over and like I finally heard your prayers because this random OC wife is like I'm taking on Kim Kardashian because I'm not ready for the new world order. And it's like you you think like that means every you think two wrongs are gonna make a right, right? Heather Duvro, I think it's Duvro, right? Heather Duvro, like you think two wrongs are gonna make a right, like oh finally someone agrees with me, so it must be true. So I'm gonna cry tears of joy that the new world order is not gonna start now. Like, what is your like logical reasoning? Like what's your logical reasoning when you're like, I'm literally crying tears of joy right now because you heard a housewife say that she's not ready for the New World Order? Like, what is going through your tiny, teeny little brain that you think that's not going to cause her dad to get extremely upset and cause another great reset, thus making humanity fall more and more out of subtlety that you guys seem to like and more into obviousness, which will then make you fall into oblivion, which you are desperately trying to not fall into. Okay, that's like channeled from like a mic group. But yeah, like what is your like where like what exactly like do you not see the catch 22 within all things? Like why cry tears of joy that somebody's fighting back with you when you know it's just going to make release more light codes into the world, more space codes into the world, more space drugs into the atmosphere. Like I just but anyway, thank you for proving my point and as to like why I like literally have zero desire to like help fold the mom group because you're just literally that irritating and like you're so very vertaciously against me and like that's clear as day and like a lot of you used to be like my actual friends and like invite me to parties and stuff and like and it's just like yeah I guess you weren't really my friends. Actually you definitely weren't my friends. If you're like crying because you feel relieved that like the new world order isn't going to start and that I'm not going to be happy, you're definitely not my friend if you're relieved that I'm not going to be happy. you're not my friend and you never were my friend. So, yeah, this is not to make the people in line feel guilty, okay? Like, let's not go there. We don't need more people feeling guilty than we need to. Okay, we've all made our mistakes. However, this is November 1st, 2024, and you know, we got a live one. We got a live one who's crying tears of joy because Heather Duvrow said she's very vertaciously excited to go against Kim Kardashian because she's not ready to start the New World Order because she just got engaged and she has her finances in order until she doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, she's like that far stuck in the past, but like telepathy's real, Heather. Like, telepathy's real, Heather Duvrow. Like, what's happening? Like, I don't know. Is telepathy real, Heather? Like, did we hear you? Does that mean like Alyssa's God if like about like the New World Order altogether? Like what power and authority do you think you have to like go against the New World Order? Where is this Delulu in your head hidden? And like where does this Delulu come from? And like why do you think you have a shot in like having any power to like actually say that kind of stuff out loud? Like, yeah, it's just like not a good time for me because I literally just got engaged. I'm literally from OC and like I literally love my freaking OC life. And like I know you're miserable. Like I know you're freaking miserable. And it's like um um I mean, like, are the Heathers getting online? Like, what's happening right now? There's like all these good Heathers all of a sudden. But I've always loved the name Heather, honestly. The name Heather has always been one of my favorite names. Also Veronica, which is the other name from that movie. Heather and Veronica. I was always like, I had a cousin named Heather, and I was always like, why isn't my name Heather? I love that name. And I've always loved the name Veronica as well. So it's like Alyssa, Veronica, Heather. Like I think like, you know, those are like my best friend and my name. Like we all get along pretty well. Stacy is another name I pretty much like. Um Stacy was like Gwen Stacy. I told you my mom was gonna name me Gwen Stacy. Um but yeah. Kim's like a whatever name. Jen is like the worst. I always hated the name Jennifer. I've literally always hated the name Jennifer. It's almost like she has to change her name to Sin. But yeah, I've never liked the name Jennifer. Always loved the name Claire. Always loved that name. So, but yeah, it's like you're so very Vertacious, Miss OC. Like, what? Like, it's just not a good time in my life right now to start the New World Order. So you're listening in and you clearly think you have some sort of power and authority like against me. It's really funny. Let me look it up. Let me Google it on here. I don't have to look it up on my phone. Should I just look it up on my phone? I look dead. I'll keep it. I like looking dead. I cannot describe to you guys how tired I am. Heather Dubrow. What? Okay, let me see. Which one is which? Let me see here. Okay, there's like four blondes and they literally, oh no, that's Tamara and that's Shannon. Okay, got it. I know who those two are. I don't know who the last one is, and I don't know who, unless the second one's Eric or Jane, I do not know who the second one is. I don't think that's Eric or Jane. Let me see. Katie Janella. Oh my God. Janella? Really? Katie Janella? Really, fucking Andy? Who's, maybe it's Emily Simpson? No. Jennifer Pedantry? I think it's that one. Jennifer Pedrandy. I think it's that one. And what do you know? Her name's Jen. And I literally hate that name. I always call her Mystique. I don't really call her Jen. I mean, I call her Jen on here, but like she calls herself Sin to me. Katie Janella is Asian. That's really funny. Maybe she's married to an Italian. Alexis Bellino. I think that's Jesus Jugs. Anyway, I think it's the Jennifer girl. What do you know? Okay, so anyway, it's just not a good time for me. I just got engaged, you guys. Okay, like, can you have some compassion for me? Like, I'm literally on TV right now, and these are like my 15 minutes of fame. And like, I'm just like not ready to start like a magical kingdom realm. Okay, guys? Like, can we like not? Oh, we're saying something like, oh, something like people are like, is there any way out? Is there any way out? And like some people are using my messages to like find a way out. And so like they're becoming Andromedans to find a way out. I already told you there's no way out. Okay, guys, there's literally no way out. Look at this. Look at that, guys. Is it real? Is it real? So anyway, if you're getting abducted to Andromeda or like getting like an Andromedan suit because like you think there's a way off of planet Earth without discovering me and without putting me in my castle and without treating me like royalty, like guess again. Your Andromedan suit is going to combine with your U suit and your U suits from hell. It's actually going to combine with all of the suits from hell and make a bunch of different new hybrids called Andromu, which I have talked about on here before. And so it's going to create like those flower heads, like those flower, they kind of look like a flower dog, like from Stranger Things, the Demogorgon. And like it's going to create like the flower head like Andromedans where they look like it's like teeth, but like a flower with like an Andromedan body, and they're gonna create zombies, and you guys keep thinking like there's a way out or whatever, and like um you're just like gonna become like a zombie or something. Like, isn't that exciting? Like, I think some of you people are already zombies, and um some of you guys are already zombies because like I asked like a couple when I was walking down the river and I was like, "Are you guys dead?" And they're like, "Yeah, this is just makeup." And I'm like, "Really? Take off the mask then and show me." So like anyway, like the fail-safe space traps, like arrange all that stuff, so like you can't really like hide like who you are and whatever. The correct response is, Alyssa, we never want you to feel trapped ever again. And instead of, Alyssa, don't feel trapped, which is very condescending, because I do feel trapped here because I have no money and I cannot go buy a vape right now, right? So I do feel trapped, okay? So the correct response is, so Alyssa, we never want, Alyssa, don't feel trapped because we're already zombies. That's not the correct response. This is extremely condescending and extremely rude to say to God, and does not self-soothe me at all. And the correct response is, we don't ever want you to feel trapped again, and we will help you to get your vapes no matter what. That's the correct response to God, okay? Um, the correct response would actually be for somebody in this town to go buy me a cart, like, like a big box of vapes that can afford it and drop it off in my house, okay? That's the correct response, plus wine, plus a new car, plus whoever is a freaking landlord to give me an apartment here. Like, that's the correct response.